That's us. Oh, you almost caught me that time too, buddy.
Fuck.
But
Hey,
not
I'm Llytic.
today. I'm also not Llytic. Can't
Welcome
think of
to What Are We
anything
Reading?
right now.
Today we're doing more lost episode creepypastas.
Yeah, because I'm lost and I want to feel okay.
Starting with America's Funniest Videos Band episode.
Can we start over? That was really bad.
Shit. Alright, take it from the top. Hi, I'm Llytic.
I'm Zane.
And welcome to What Are We Reading? Now, today we're looking at more lost episode creepypastas. And we're starting with... Fuck! Take it from the top! Hi, I'm Llytic.
And I'm Zane.
Welcome to What Are We Reading?
And we're continuing Spooptober Pasta Fest.
Fuck! Take it from the top!
Wait, what's this called right now again? I actually forgot what we're called during Halloween.
Spooptober Pastathon.
Pastathon, not fest. Alright.
Yes.
Anyways.
Alright, take it from the top. Hi, I'm Llytic.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to What Are We Reading?
We're continuing the Spoop Toaster.
Fuck! Hi, I'm Llytic.
And I'm Zane.
Welcome to What Are We Reading?
And we're continuing the Spoop Toast. I can't do it. Fuck it. We're continuing the Spooptober Pastathon.
We're starting with fuck.
America's Funniest Home Videos.
Band
Lost
episode.
Oh god. Great start. Let's see if we can keep the momentum going. Alright.
I'll start us off. If you live in the US and turn on your TV at any time of day or night, you're likely to find an episode of America's Funniest Home Videos, or AFV as they call it now, playing. On the chance you've never seen it, people send in videos of themselves or friends or family doing something stupid for the amusement of viewers everywhere. A lot of these involve injuries of some sort, mostly things like someone getting mistaken for a piñata or some dude getting kicked in the groin. And yet every time, it's always a video with a baby that wins. Anyway. Zane.
Wait, what? Oh, we're on two different websites, remember? So, like, where's your link? Because I'm on the other website I have that I posted, and I think you're on a different one, because, like, there was still, like, a shit ton more to that paragraph in mine.
Wait, shit, seriously? Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
like, you just said kicked in the groin, right?
Yes.
And the next line's a friend of mine moved to Mexico?
Yeah, that was a separate paragraph for me.
In mine, it's the same. Okay, so where's yours?
Oh, fuck, I'm just opening up yours.
Oh, okay, great. Professionals. Only the most professional and readily prepared people on this podcast, am I right?
Obviously. Also, supposed screenshot. It's just some VHS video, like a clip from a VHS video.
It really looks like the Stooges fashionable video. Put it on here.
Yeah. A friend of mine who moved to Mexico a few months back sent me an email one day with a video attached. You will not believe this, it said. Looking for something to...
clickbait?
Apparently his friend clickbaited him. I need to make sure to do that next time I contact someone.
Next time you're trying to get Tom an episode, you will not believe this story.
I found a snake in my backyard. You won't believe what happened next.
Did it bite you?
No, I poked it with a stick.
I mean, you should have gotten bitten then.
Nah, it was a bull snake. It was mostly just trying to act scary. So it was like rubbing its like tail on a wall to make it seem like it was rattling.
It did a fake rattle to try to scare you.
That's what they do. They also flatten their necks sideways to make their head look bigger so they look like a rattlesnake. Yeah.
Look at me, I'm a big scary rattlesnake. No, you're not. Poke.
Let's see. Looking for something to watch last night and found this playing on a satellite channel that seems to work randomly. Got some of it on my cell. If I had gotten this email from anyone else, I would have deleted it thinking it was either a hacked email or a prank. My friend is a lifelong insomniac with a taste for the weird, so I decided to go ahead and watch it.
Does he also work at a gas station?
I don't know, I just feel a kindred spirit with this man.
Also, his beginning description of America's Home Funniest Videos, one episode I watched where these kids were like in a tennis court, right?
Yeah.
And what they're essentially trying to do is, like, you don't see it, but he hits the camera with a tennis ball, right?
Oh, God.
But then before the video actually stops, he's just like, hey, good job. Now we can send this to America's Home Funniest Videos. Like, they were literally, I don't know how long they were sitting out there for, probably like a couple minutes, literally trying to hit a camera just to get on the show.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I will say one of the funniest things I've seen from one of those was like this background moments one, like background events one, in which it's like all these people in the foreground just like doing something, and then you just see like someone fall down the stairs behind them.
Did any of them turn around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy. All right. Apparently, it was a Christmas-themed episode. The host, Tom... I'm going to get this name wrong. Tom Bergeron.
Yeah.
It said Burger on. Oh, no.
I think burger spelled with a U.
Shut up. All right? I know. But this also looks like burger, so shut up. Bergeron was wearing a Santa hat. The decorated trees adorned the set. The first of many strange things was that there was no audience, just Tom, sitting in a chair and smirking as he introduced the videos.
I don't know why, that just seems funny, just like him sitting alone on set.
There's not even a cameraman. The camera's just like
he's just having it, like it's just filming him having an existential crisis.
Oh no. Alright. Smirking as he introduced the videos. The sound on the videos was muffled, but I could hear that Tom's voice had been dubbed over in Spanish. Does that actually happen?
Hola, mi amigos.
Oh my gosh. The idea of like Spanish dubs over like English shows just gave me...
Typically, and I'm not even talking... What they end up doing is that they just edit out the audio, and then like they put the dubbed in audio over.
Yeah, but like I'm thinking of them doing this for live action, like in like cartoons and anime and stuff. I can understand it, but I'm just picturing this legit just white dude with like a strong Spanish accent that's just clearly not fitting with.
Well, I think what it would probably be doing is like the moment he starts speaking, like the actual show audio drops out, and then when he stops speaking, it kicks back up.
So like the Nintendo Directs.
I guess possibly. I'm going off of like any time I've seen stuff like this happen.
Well, I haven't really seen it, so I'll take your word for it.
I end up getting a lot of Spanish commercials on my computer when I'm on YouTube.
Have you ever been to Mexico?
No. I've been to Brownsville.
Did they just assume you're Mexican, I guess?
I don't know, like my language setting online, like for Google and all that stuff is English, but it still sends me stuff like that, which, I mean, granted, a little, I think somewhere around, I think it's a bit over 30% of the population is Hispanic. So I understand why it would do that just generally for like this area, but I don't know. You'd think that it would also go off of like the language setting on the computer.
Yeah. Maybe they just assumed by your age that you're just some Mexican kid. I worded that wrong. Just a Mexican kid. I don't know why I said Mexicans kid. Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically a Mexican child is a Mexican's child as well.
And he probably knows Spanish, too, by that logic.
I mean, provided that his parents were traditional enough to where they would teach the child Spanish growing up. Which, granted, if you do know more than one language, it would be wise to teach said your theoretical child both languages when they're growing up.
I'm just thinking of a movie where like this dad's just ranting about how the Mexicans in America have it the worst because they're expected to know Spanish and English, like just to be a part of both cultures and stuff.
And it's also this whole thing of like if they immigrate over, because one of the whole things about language is that different languages require different muscles for your body to actually make the noises.
And just by the fact that your body will naturally, if it doesn't hear sounds, just forget it in a way.
Yeah. It's kind of the whole thing of like someone who grew up being able to talk, grew up being able to hear, but then became deaf will eventually lose their ability to talk coherently.
Yeah, it's all that synaptic. I think it's called synaptic pruning, right?
I think it's something like that, but like it's the whole thing of like you have some elderly dude coming over stateside, and it's like you're really expecting them to learn an entire another language, and not just that, but the quite possibly the hardest language to learn as a second language in the West.
Yeah, I'll admit English is retarded in some ways.
Oh yeah, it's really stupid. Most Germanic languages are because the fact that none of the words are pronounced the way they're spelled. That's the whole thing about like romantic languages is that's how they're spelled. I mean, how they're spelled is typically how they're pronounced.
And they're all conveniently related enough to each other that you can usually tell what people are saying.
It's the whole thing of like English and German are in the same language family, but it's kind of hard to like actually go between the two because you have a whole new rule of pronunciation. But like, if you have any idea how to do Spanish pronunciation, you can look at literally any word that any Spanish word and immediately know how to pronounce it looking off of that.
Yeah, I can probably. I haven't had Spanish in a couple of years, but I think I could manage.
Yeah, it's like I'm not expecting you to be able to speak coherently, but I'm pretty sure you could easily like read it out loud. Maybe not know what it meant, but read it at very least.
Like, go around, just like quickly Google Translate bathroom, and then just scream "Al baño" wherever I go.
Oh God!
I think somebody will get the gist.
Pantalones al fuego.
Oh boy.
Pants the fire.
The pants the fire.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
I think what I was looking for was Del Fuego.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember because I remember a while back the pants are fire. Anyway.
Hold on.
Ich bin de Waffeleisen.
What?
Ich bin de Waffeleisen.
Yes.
I am the waffle maker. In German.
That's awesome.
Other terms I know mostly from Germany are insults, though, like Scheißdeckoff and Dummkopf. Of course, I can't do a German accent to save my life, so.
Is it German that you need a strong accent, or was it Russian that they required it, kinda?
Like
you had to speak really heavily. And also, isn't there like 3 languages in Germany?
I think it's just the one.
No, I know German's a language, but there's like some kind of dialect difference, I think, in Germany.
Well, I mean, it's that way with all countries.
Well, I mean, more than just how you say y'all here, and then.
Well, it's the whole thing of like with the U.S., you're gonna have completely different slangs in different areas.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Swiss German? I've got Bavarian, Swiss German, Swabian German, Upper Saxon German, Frisian, Thuringian, Hessian, Westphalian. I don't know. It might simply be that it's a different slang.
Yeah, because I just looked it up, and it's like there's official language of Germany is Standard German, which implies there are other kinds of German.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So like when you have like standard Chinese or like Mandarin, and then you have is it Catalan?
I don't think it's an extreme like that. But
okay. Yeah.
I wonder how they describe different English languages, because now there's definitely.
Well, yeah,
English, and there's American English.
Yeah, you have Standard English, and then within Standard English, you're going to have like Birmingham English, North English. You're going to have Canadian English. You're going to have United States English, and then within that, you're going to have different dialects of like Northern United States English, like Western United States English, stuff like that.
Hold on. So I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page, and it says American English, and it says culture and the dots. But then, like, the first one on that list is African American English.
Oh,
and
God.
In parentheses, it says Ebonics.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There is, like, a whole slang that came around, like, those different communities.
Mm-hmm. But then there's,
It's the whole thing. Twerking has been a thing for a long time, and then it only really got popular whenever, like, entered the cultural mainstream whenever it started being more prominently mentioned in music.
Yeah, but then there's Bootenling.
Bootenling?
Cajun Vernacular English, Hawaiian Pidgin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what the Pidgin is saying.
I think it has to do specifically with, like, it might be, like, the effect of, like, the Hawaiian language on English in that area.
Yeah. Hoitoiter.
Oh, God.
Hoitoiter is a dialect of American English spoken in very limited communities of the South Atlantic United States, particularly several small island and coastal townships.
I've heard that before. It is the weirdest shit.
Really?
It's almost impossible to understand. Because those islands have been separated from the U.S. for so long. Like the people on those islands have been separated from the rest of the U.S. for so long that their English sounds nothing like American English.
Oh, is it still English though? And all the like.
It's still English. It's just very hard to understand.
So it's heavily accented, and they might switch around a few words.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
It's like I could do like 7 different variants of like England English, but Jesus, I can't even come close to that shit.
Wow. And then for the section for Southern, there's Southern Appalachian, and then there's just straight up Texas Southern.
Oh yeah, Texas does have its own like different thing, partly influenced in different ways by the native peoples that would have been there, stuff like that. It's the whole thing of like you have that whole like stereotypical Texan thing of like just saying hombre, and just like using like Spanish words in regular dialogue.
I thought it was hombre, not hombre. Like I thought the H's were silent.
Not in Texan English.
Oh yeah, like how some people say quesadilla,
or like the fact that the city of Amarillo is usually pronounced Amarillo.
Oh yeah, stuff like that.
It's the whole thing of like like Texas English is something that also has a habit of using like Spanish words in it more often than like other Englishes, but saying them with a heavy Southern accent. Anyway,
hold on, one more thing.
Oh, fuck.
Under the Southern Texas thing, there's grammar. The first thing on there for like the different options is y'all.
Yeah.
But then right under that's fixin' to.
Oh yeah, fixin' to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Texan English is also full of contractions.
Oh boy. Anyways, weren't we
Yaldintuv.
Oh, Yaldintuv? I don't think I've heard that in a while.
Well, you see, we'd have gotten further into the story if you didn't have fucking distracted us.
Well, my bad. I read across something interesting, alright?
Yeah. The stories were all Christmas themed and got progressively more disturbing.
Videos.
The ones in the videos. What did I say?
You said stories.
Whoops.
You know, Tom is just sitting there in his chair with a picture book, just describing funny events from the story.
The ones in the file. Oh, God.
That's why no one's in the building. They just wanted videos, not stories.
But he's just telling them. He's describing these seeds playing out to people.
Yeah.
The ones in the file included.
1. A man is decorating a tree out on the balcony. He's standing on a chair, putting the star at the top when a man dressed as Santa pops out and scares him. The man is startled and, losing his footing, falls over the balcony and down to the ground. One of his arms obviously dislocated.
2. A young boy is opening a present and pulls out wads and wads of white tissue paper from the box. He finally gets to what's wrapped inside. An animal trap with wide metal teeth that snap down on his wrist.
Jesus fucking Christ! No!
That's something you'd expect in a comedy. Like a dark comedy, like someone like a dark Christmas comedy, like a bloodier cut of Krampus.
Yeah.
Like someone opens up one of their gifts, like reaches in and it's a fucking bear trap.
I could picture that on the Three Stooges, just less gory, if I'm being honest.
Fuck, I could see that in South Park.
Exactly.
Like that's not scary to me. That's funny.
I wasn't expecting that either. So this is actually America's Funniest Home Videos.
The dark edition.
It's dark, but it's still actually funny, not scary.
Or like, what the fuck was it? Like Australia's raunchiest home videos? I don't know. It was one of those things that got shut down midway through the first episode. Wow, I think it was partly had to do with the fact that it involved footage of animals fucking on camera.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's gonna get you kicked off.
Yeah. He screams and flails as his blood spurts out on the tissue paper and the camera.
3. A blonde woman.
The fucking camera.
Oh. Oh no. I could just picture somebody's voice like, "Oh, Timmy, you got the blood on the camera. Come on."
Like it getting on the camera, just spraying everywhere.
Oh no, just like that episode of JoJo we watched where that dude got everyone like on the back walls, blood everywhere. With his fucking unicorn horn.
But yeah, like this shit's funny. Anyway.
I died.
Yes.
Number 3, a blonde woman staring straight into the camera grins as she crushes a colorful glass ornament in her bare hand and then shoves it into her mouth, chewing. Oh. She repeats this a few times, laughing with her mouth full of glass shards and blood.
I think this woman's just trying to become the next LA Beast. Do you know who that is?
No, but...
he's a YouTuber whose channel is basically devoted to him eating things he really shouldn't. Like the time he drank like 5 gallons of raw eggs.
How is he not dead?
I don't know. He did the Carolina Reaper challenge with 3 chips. You know how you can only order 1?
What?
He got 2 other people to order ones as well, and ate all 3 of them.
I think I have a picture of him eating a cactus.
Oh yeah, he did that. He ate like 5 light bulbs.
What the fuck is... This woman is a LA Beast!
He drank an expired bottle of Crystal Pepsi from like back in the 80s.
Does he like throw it up or something?
He did throw that one up.
How about the rest of the stuff?
It kind of depends on like if it's gone bad or whatever. I think he threw up the eggs.
Yeah.
But usually it's more that he's just like in like intense pain while eating. He does this whole thing to like try to take his mind off of like what's going on. He'll start just kind of like half-heartedly doing the robot.
Oh, no, I don't think I can watch this, man.
He's definitely not for everyone, but it is. He has spirit. I could give him that. Like, Jesus.
Oh, anyone who could confidently just shove a light bulb into their mouth is not somebody I want to fuck with.
Well, it's not like he took the entire light bulb and shoved it in his mouth.
Either way, he's eating glass.
Yes. Anyway, number 4. A group of kids are singing carols in front of a fireplace as their family members watch. One man who's putting up stockings on the mantle behind them misfires his nail gun, and several go into one of the girl's eyes, attaching her to the mantle. The other children
to go through her head.
It went all the way through. The other children stop and stare at her, thinking the songs are done. Thinking the songs are done, the adults start to clap.
Good job, Joe. Great shot.
Fuck. Have you seen Gravity Falls?
Yes.
Like the whole joke for the puppet show one. It's like, this is the part where everyone thinks this is how the show is supposed to go and starts clapping. Boo!
Number 5. Oh, wait, did you finish? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
A crowd is gathered in front of a home, admiring a live nativity scene. A car drives up and a man dressed as a ninja jumps out and begins to shoot randomly.
Brian?
Ninja Brian just shows
Ninja Brian ruined Christmas. Oh fuck. If Ninja Sex Party did a Christmas song called the Ninja Who Stole Christmas.
Oh fuck.
And it's just about Ninja Brian getting annoyed at how loud people are being over the holidays and just murdering people. I would listen the shit out of that.
It would be beautiful. The one dressed as Mary drops the baby Jesus, who gets trampled in the melee. Fighting the ninja? They're fighting back.
It's Ninja Brian. You're not gonna win.
No.
Fuck. Number 6. A family is trying to put together a metal Christmas tree sculpture, with one man holding all the rods together while another one inserts new ones from the top. The final rod doesn't go in correctly and instead rips through the man's face,
turning him into Two-Face.
Oh god, his daughter is standing behind him and gets splattered with his blood.
Oh no. We should have saved this for Christmas. This is great.
Oh fuck, oh god. Instead of that Christian Sonic, like, porn.
No, we could still do that. So we could do both. After the last video, the episode ended with Tom saying goodnight. None of the usual contests where the 3 best videos are picked and one of them wins 10 grand. I can't imagine any audience that would sit through that, much less vote for them. Maybe that's why there isn't one.
Okay, top 3. Gotta figure this out.
Nail one wins first place. I don't care.
Okay, yeah, the nail one's obviously going to be there, but then what about the other ones? I think number 2. Number 2 is the nativity scene, and number 3, bear trap.
Yes.
All right. Congratulations, Nail Gun! You won first place prize.
Now you can finally get a surgery. You can finally pay off your medical bills for your daughter's new eye.
Well, it's implying that it went all the way through her, so I think more you can now pay.
For her
you can now pay a repairman to remove her from the mantle.
Oh God, no! She's just been hanging there. Her body's all deteriorated by now. There's just a skeleton left.
There's something that I'm wondering if there's something to be said about the fact that we're just sitting here laughing about people dying.
Because all of these, just with less blood, would be like comedy sketches.
Well, like either less blood or more blood.
Oh, like it's just a shitty movie that's so bad you laugh kind of thing?
No, I'm thinking about like when you have different like comedies and the whole joke they have is just like over-the-top blood. So like little Timmy loses his hand to the bear trap and just starts like shooting blood everywhere.
Oh, like that? Oh.
Like gets in his mother's mouth.
Oh, dude.
I think it was a hoax or sick parody with a host who looked like Tom Bergeron but wasn't really him. My friend swears it was, and has seen similar episodes of other American shows on that same channel. She can't tell me what it... Oh fuck, that makes the voice I gave her earlier hilarious. Hey yo, bro! You gotta check out this shit!
Oh god. Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, if a friend of mine, like any friend of mine, spoke like they were fucking Joey Wheeler, I'd be totally cool with it.
This is my friend, say hello. Or this is my friend Joey Wheeler. Sarah! Say something, Sarah. You just like...
Hey yo, what up?
Just in the background, just like, yes!
So me and Yugs here were just talking about playing that new COD game. She can't tell me what it is because it's not listed anywhere on her satellite guide, and it usually doesn't work. She can't even look up the number because she can only find it by flipping through channels. Pressing info when she has found it makes it stop working. She's recorded some of the other stuff she's seen, but I've asked her not to send any more to me.
So is this like is there like an extended universe for this where you just get a bunch of different American shows?
Oh, that'd be amazing. If they're all as funny as that. Alright, so next we're going to be doing the Ed, and Eddie lost episode creepypasta.
I'm gonna need a link to that, and uh-oh.
Yeah. Let me put it in.
We probably could have done 3 if we didn't get distracted at the beginning.
If we didn't get distracted by languages.
Yes. Or dialects, more specifically. Oh, boy. So should I start?
Yeah.
All right.
This is the Ed, and Eddie lost episode creepypasta.
As you may know, the popular show Ed, and Eddie has been running for a long time. However, between October 7th, 2003 and October 21st, 2003, episode 34 was accidentally released 1 week before it was scheduled to. Oh,
it was also God damn
Fuck!
Fuck. It turns out Cartoon Network always had an issue with leaks. It wasn't just when Rebecca Sugar showed up. I really feel sorry for, like, the Crooniverse, for, like, the fact that episodes of that show just keep getting leaked before they go up, and so, like, the show's not getting, like, proper ratings on TV because everyone's just watching the fucking pirated shit online.
Who's, like, continuing to leak it, though? Is there just, like, an animator just like...
I think it might be that, like, it's just Cartoon Network putting the episodes out early, or it might just be, like, one of those situations where someone on staff just thought it'd be kind of funny.
Maybe they're just trying to kill Steven Universe.
I don't see why they would. That show's pretty good.
Yeah, but you know what it's not? Teen Titans Go. Oh boy. Do they still only show that on Cartoon Network?
You mean like it's exclusive to Cartoon Network, or they just show a lot of it?
Show a lot of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a SpongeBob situation on how SpongeBob is on Nickelodeon, to where that's like every other time slot.
Oh, no.
Whereas Nickelodeon is basically nothing but SpongeBob. Cartoon Network, for the most part, is nothing but Teen Titans Go. Which, it's going to be that way even more, because if memory serves, Gumball's ending next year.
And Adventure Time's already over.
Yeah, Adventure Time's over.
Cartoon Network's going to get fucked.
Regular show ended, like, I think a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was also known to some around the office that the primary writer had been sick with the flu, and instead of going on to make episode 34, the show was supposed to replay episode 1. At 5 a.m. Eastern. That's just a weird time.
Who watches early? Yeah.
Yeah, who watches cartoons at 5 a.m.?
Oh boy, 5 a.m.
Yeah. Oh. People reported a very disturbing new episode premiering on Cartoon Network. Some children were unfortunate enough to see it.
Apparently, the quality of the episode was mediocre. Held to regular standards. Animation was choppy, sound was constricted and very muted. Reports of line running up and down. Oh, muffled. Reports of line running up and down, similar to the crappy VHS tape the crappy VHS tape we received. Scenery was described as overwhelmingly dark and depressing without changing props and other background objects. Stormy looking.
Characters also behaved oddly. Instead of the normal goofy hijinks-inspired personalities, viewers complained they seemed extremely agitated, gratuitously hateful towards each other, and constantly about to begin sobbing after the lines. The protagonist also had a very bad lisp. Protagonist? Which one? There's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's still in there. No one knows why, but he spoke with a sexual tone And that further bothered the viewers.
I was one of these viewers.
That's right, you were.
And I learned something new about myself that day. I was gay, and Ed really turned me on.
I mean, he doesn't turn you on?
Nah, he's too sleazy. I like Double D.
Also, he's a child.
Yeah. Kinda skipped over that part when I said that. My bad. Whoops.
I think this may be a different revelation. I mean, this is like a Kevin Spacey situation. Fuck.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole.
It turns out I'm gay. Yeah, that's not the issue here, Spacey.
Fuck. We gotta continue. Come on.
The episode began with Eddie walking down the street with Ed. I noted Double D. If I just say it as Ed, it's not gonna make any sense. I know Ed wasn't there, despite Eddie walking down the street with Ed. I noted Double D was missing. There was an angular shot coming from in front of the two to show them walking toward the viewer. Eddie, was wearing the angry look he does whenever something goes wrong. His eyes were red around the iris. Ed looked absolutely forlorn and practically dragged behind Eddie, tears in his eyes, which were both lazy and looking in opposite outward directions.
Like Ugandan knuckles.
Honestly, that just seems par for the course for Ed.
Yeah, that too.
But Eddie!
Kevin, the series antagonist, was riding a bike opposite of the Eds, towards them. The shot became blurry and low. Moans were heard coming from Eddie before Kevin hit him, which never happened because the screen went to black. To be continued. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll be the roundabout. I'll make you shout. No, wait, not shout and shout it out. Fuck. I always fuck up that line. The screen snapped back and Kevin was again headed toward Eddie. The view was so blurry this time, all I saw was a green blob heading toward a yellow one. Again, the low moan, only this time it sounded like the microphone was broken and a loud static came, greatly overshadowing the moan.
A claymation sequence of Double D. Okay, so now they're going to say Double D.
Now they're going to say it right.
Sleeping in Eddie's bed came up. Honestly, it may have just
the fan fictions were true.
Honestly, it may have just been the abruptness, but I jumped and shivered, waking up and getting out of bed. Oh, I thought he woke up and it was all a dream. I must be like, fuck you.
I dreamt this terrible episode.
Waking up and getting out of bed, he moved oddly around the circular room, the fast pitter-patter of footsteps being the only audio. The step sounds were very clear as I was shown a bird's eye of him scampering around the room.
There were no visible doors.
Double D began screeching, sounded like a fisher cat.
Why specifically a fisher cat?
I don't know. Maybe because they scream really loudly.
Most cats scream really loudly. It's because male cats have barbed penises.
What if those barbs were inward and only hurt their penis?
Well, then I think it'd be less that there was barbed penises and more that there were barbed vaginas.
Ugh. As he moved wildly around the cell of the room faster and faster until the screen began blurring again. The purple room's color swallowing a now orange blur. This sounds like an abstract art project right now.
Yeah, that just sounds like a weird art project featuring characters from Ed, Edd and Eddy. An extreme close-up of Eddie's front door sat in absolute silence for a maddeningly long time. At least 2 minutes of dead silence and a door.
Sorry. Next we see Jimmy and Sarah at the door of some sort. Okay, I thought. Let me try that again.
A doctor.
Yeah. Next we see Jimmy and Sarah at a doctor of some sort, probably oral.
Jimmy does have that headgear.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy, obstructed in view by a hanging lamp, is crying loudly with Sarah trying to comfort him in an unusually warm fashion. It hurts, Sarah. It hurts.
I really wish I could do his voice.
Me too.
It hurts, Sarah. I can't get that high pitch.
It hurts, Sarah. Nope. That's
God, what the fuck was that?
Suddenly, the door of the room smashed open by a new character. A dentist. His face wasn't shown because he was tall enough to be out of the shot. Sarah was escorted out of the room. Jimmy was shown. His headgear was mangled, the front bent upward, stretching his lips very high. Am I going crazy or is this worded really weirdly?
Stretching his lip very high, tearing proportions.
Yeah, that sounds weird to me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem right.
The front of his gums was trickling blood and teeth were missing.
Aside from the blood, that actually seems like it would be something that happens as a visual gag.
The disturbing part was that he had lost both arms and legs beforehand, apparently, and was a paraplegic. What?
Apparently he lost his legs and arms.
I almost cried as I came to the conclusion that the others had beaten him up and bent his headgear. The camera stayed on his mangled face for a few seconds, still as a picture, silent as ever.
Okay, you see Jimmy with his headgear messed up and his arms and legs missing, and your immediate thought is that the other kids beat him up?
That's not beating somebody up. That's fucking slicing organs off.
And my first thought wouldn't be that it was the other kids.
Yeah, it would clearly be Sarah.
Or it'd be as a result of like one of the Eddie's scheme causing him to get like hit by a car or some shit.
Yeah, also that was always my biggest fear whenever I wear mouth guard braces. That I'm gonna get hit so hard that like my entire like top or bottom teeth are just gonna get ripped out.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I
always thought that was gonna happen. That's why I hated mouth guards, because I'm like, why would I want to attach all my teeth together like this?
To something that sticks this far off my face.
Yeah, like it's all or nothing for that kind of shit.
The commercials came on.
We were instantly assaulted with a very hairy Rolf in dark Ned shed, fisting the cow repeatedly.
It is darkened shed, fisting the cow!
Repeatedly!
This is why you don't mess with the son of a shepherd, Ed boy. I'm going to be doing this to your ass next, Ed boy.
Visual loops and gets blurry again as the scene pans out. Commercials came on.
Hi, I'm Chad Thundercock. Do you want to be less of an absolute shitbag? Well, how about not whining about women complaining about you on the not complaining about women not wanting to date you on the internet?
Gee, thanks, Chad Thundercock.
You're welcome. I shouldn't have to explain this to people, but apparently I do.
Alright, that's enough, Chad Thundercock. We gotta get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Bye!
Jesus, I laugh like a fucking hyena.
Naz is reading a magazine on her couch. The quality is now perfect.
Uh-oh. Eddie is now alone, without Ed. Oh, okay, I thought this was about to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
Quality declines worse than before, and he is still walking. The sun now lingering, the mood somewhat. Fuck! The sun now lightening, the mood somewhat, as he smiles and begins running. The door is shown again, and we see through Eddie's eyes as he reaches out and opens it. His house is nice and bright, but a very badly played violin is playing. The only audio in the scene as he makes his way through the house, and he opens the door to his room.
Johnny is shown under Naz's couch cushion as he crawls out on all fours in a comedic way and pops up behind her, still oblivious. I laughed because someone forgot to draw an eyes and I thought of a mole. Suddenly I stopped laughing as he started swallowing her head. Still in a cartoonish fashion, of course, but this was different. He and she stayed like this until she started kicking and struggling. Johnny held her like this until she went limp. A zoom in on his face revealed extremely small human eyes.
I wonder if this person doesn't like Johnny.
How can you not like Johnny and Plank?
Plank
says it's not a good idea.
I don't know, Plank. I don't think eating people's the right thing to do.
Eat them.
All right, Plank.
Only you don't hear eat them. It's just a close in on Plank.
Oh, God. Double D was... Stop switching! God damn! Double D was laying on Eddie's floor, no longer in claymation. Wait, was this entire thing in claymation?
No, it's just the scene of of Double D earlier was, whenever he was running around the room.
Alright, the camera showed Eddie's house for the remainder of the episode. About 3 minutes. And then the next program began, on the spot.
Oh.
That's the end?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
Cool.
So,
Great
let's
ending.
see, what next?
Oh, we've got time for one more?
We've only been at this for less than 30 minutes.
Oh, fuck! This is just gonna be like a super jam-packed episode then.
Yep. Let's see. Scarface VHS. Oh, God, I remember that one. That one was getting weird and shit. Jigsaw BBC. Stickly.
Stickly, what?
Oh, the Black Friday incident. Ah, God.
Stickly.
Alright, so if any of you don't know, oh, fuck.
What the fuck?
The initial episode... No, I'm going with the Black Friday incident.
Sorry, I looked up Stickly and I can't believe this used to be a show.
Oh, it was an actual thing?
Yes! It's literally a popsicle stick with googly eyes, some weird-ass yellow nose, and then some, like, black, like... I don't even know if that's, like, a marker or just a small amount of string to make a smile.
Huh. Well, that seems lazy.
Yeah, but it's a thing, apparently. Anyway, it's Black Friday incident.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, basically around the making of Toy Story, there was a lot of studio interference and of like them trying to like take the film in a different direction than what Pixar was trying to do, and this is basically a creepypasta based on that whole thing.
This one's a bit longer too, so hopefully we won't get this out in 5 minutes.
This one might take 30.
Bet. Alright. Let's just get distracted between every single paragraph and we'll get this out to an entire hour.
Well, I could always show you the original design for Woody.
Could. I think I remember hearing about this, but I don't remember what he looks like.
He was a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking terrifying to look at. Which also, fun fact, apparently to figure out, like, how to do different shit, like, when Pixar was making Toy Story, they actually asked the creators of VeggieTales for advice. Because VeggieTales was out first.
Oh, the first 3D thing, and they're just like, hi, how do you do?
Yeah, they were asking them, like, how they did different stuff for, like, the face and stuff.
I see.
Yeah, that...
And
anyway.
VeggieTales like, bet.
Well, I mean, VeggieTales, they decided to help him out because... I mean, the people behind VeggieTales are some surprisingly cool people.
Well, we can hear all about that lore when we're not doing something else.
Yeah.
Want to.
Alright.
Go on a tangent.
The Black Friday incident. In the early stages of production on the film Toy Story were a complete nightmare. The production was in a sort of development hell until the infamous Black Friday incident. Disney harassed the then new animation studio Pixar constantly. They were to produce and release the film, and they wanted results as quickly as possible. Disney tried everything to eliminate Pixar's efforts to deviate from the Disney formula, even at times threatening to shut the production down. Disney sent notes on revisions that they thought would improve the film. They insisted through their notes, which all read,
Edge. The film needs more edge.
Which, that paragraph, for the most part, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Did they actually need more edge, though?
Not really. I mean, it's the whole thing of, like, they ended up backing off when they realized that they were making things worse.
Oh, alright.
Because it's the
an
whole
actual thing called the Black Friday real, then?
I'm trying to remember, because this is just a creepypasta based on that whole background thing.
Alright.
The people working on... Because it was the whole thing of, like, Woody was a lot more malicious character, and so what he ended up doing is instead of, like, having it to where, like, the RC car ended up, like, knocking him out the window, he himself pushed him out the window.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, if memory serves, wasn't it that he was trying to get him to, like, fall down the back of the bed in that scene?
I don't even remember.
And he accidentally sent him out the window?
I thought he was on the actual counter next to the window.
No, I know he was on the counter next to the window, but I'm trying to remember. I could have swore that it was that he ended up he was trying to get him sent down, like, the divide between the bed and the wall, because, you know, when you're a child, like, your toy goes down there and you can't really get to it, so you end up just kind of ignoring it.
Yeah, but I guess from where I remember the scene, it never really showed that exact little edge, and the window's always open, so I think it always looked like he was just trying to send him out the window.
I think it's been a while.
I need to go watch Toy Story again.
Yeah. People working on the film at the time struggled so hard to maintain all of Disney's notes and demands. Once a week, they were required to fly across the country to the Disney offices to present them with progress. Every time, they were met with the same response.
Edge. The film needs more edge!
Uh-huh!
Uh-huh! The film needs more edge! Uh-huh!
Pixar revised the film so hard to meet the deadlines that it resulted in some rather interesting changes. In order to achieve edge, the film became quite a lot darker. Woody became a wildly unlikable character, much angrier and far less comedic than in the final film. Bo Peep's role was far more prevalent, often flirtatious towards the male characters, and is the first to accuse Woody of pushing Buzz out the window. Buzz Lightyear was referred to at this point in production as Lunar Larry. He's highly reminiscent of an old superhero, talking in a deeper voice and is even more deluded and ignorant of his surroundings. The toys were relatively, toys were relatively unchanged for minor aesthetic differences. God damn it.
What?
Just that. Anyway, go.
Pixar employees worked literally 24/7, non-stop. Director John Lasseter joked on more than one occasion that he had the best parking space at the office because his car hadn't moved in over 3 days. Or for over 3 days. Some of the writers and storyboard artists began to suffer from chronic insomnia. Few writers reported seeing visions of Buzz and Woody taunting them on their lack of progress, chanting,
"Edge. The film needs more edge."
This sounds like some, 15-year-old stream.
Edge, 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 edge.
Many of the initial writers quit due to the stress it was putting on their part, much to the distress of the remaining crew. By November of 1992, there were only 2 of the 5 writers left and only 1 of the 3 storyboard artists.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It is a whole thing. Like, a lot of people quit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of when Disney was like, oh, fuck. Or did they just like, I don't care.
I think it was around the time that a lot of people quit. I'd have to read, like, the articles and shit again. The remaining storyboard artist was named Ralph Thompson. He joined the Pixar team in the winter of 1987, working on short films such as Tin Toy and Knick Knack. He had, at the same time, did some storyboard work for The Nightmare Before Christmas with fellow artist Joe Ranft. Joe came down with a serious illness and hadn't been to work in over a week. Ralph worked constantly in fear of the inevitable correction by Disney. Edge! More edge!
I require more edge.
Oh!
Please send more edge.
And it just all ends with the Mickey Mouse laugh.
Edge!
Edge! Oh!
Alright.
Each presentation meant another row of sleepless nights of rewriting and redrawing the same characters in the same bedroom over and over and over. It was maddening.
One morning, John Lasseter, Andrew Stanton, and other higher-ups at Pixar came to the office and told everybody what happened at their last meeting. Disney felt that things were not looking very good for the film and demanded that, in less than a week, they see the complete film and story reels, storyboards with audio, with massive revisions.
Oh,
There's a general groan and whining from the crew, and they went back to working.
You see, kids, this is why you don't work for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph worked harder than all others involved. Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, one of the writers would walk into Ralph's office with a packet of newly written scenes. More to draw, and with more drawings meant more scratch voice work. When a film is still in the writing storyboarding stages, artists will do temporary voices for the story reels. He had Disney's vague interaction racing through his mind. Instruction.
What?
Instructions, not interactions. Whoops.
Oof. Come on, man. Thought I made the mistakes. Anyways, more edge. Woohoo! Edgier. Woohoo! More. We want the results, people. Edgier. Woohoo! This is a business. Faster. More edge. Move on already. My voice is cracking now.
Your Mickey Mouse is turning more into a scream. More.
More. Oh boy.
Try my new Krusty Burgers. And remember, kids, if it gives you a funny feeling, that's not cholesterol, it's diabetes. I can't do a good Krusty the Clown.
Me neither. Mostly because I haven't really watched Simpsons in a long time.
He thought to himself this exactly. The film needed an edge. It needed to be darker, more cynical. It needed more adult humor in situations. It needed an attitude. Of course, Ralph, you damn retard! What the fuck?
Jesus.
90s. Whenever making fun of the mentally abnormal was okay. How couldn't you see it sooner? Edge! All those hundreds of hours bent over a desk, and all you needed was edge. Why didn't you listen sooner?
He gave the film more edge. Or he gave the film an edge.
The story reels were flown over with the main crew to the head offices at Disney. The date was November 27th, 1992, Black Friday. The film was brought into the Disney screening room. The reel was about 48.5 minutes long. The movie started out as a Western-style shootout between Woody and Andy, resulting in Andy being shot down. It's revealed that this was just a game played inside of Andy's mind. Andy hates himself so much that he lost in his own imagination. The film continued.
Sorry. I could just picture, like... just like Eeyore, I think. Just like, what you doing, Eeyore? Playing a game. Wow, looks like you're winning. No. It's like just a board game. It's like checkers in front of him, and he's just losing. Oh, fuck. That's not bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Rewind it back. Start from the top. You need to do the entire episode over again, right now.
Hi, I'm Llytic.
Hi, I'm Zane.
And this is What Are We Reading?
We're continuing the Spooptober Pastathon.
Pastatron.
Pastatron. It is I, Postumus Prime.
Spoop Toaster.
I didn't say it that time. I know that. I was so focused on saying not toaster that I forgot what it was called.
I kind of want to draw a Spoop Toaster and just post it to Twitter.
A spoopy toaster.
It's just like a toaster with a jack-o'-lantern face.
Oh my gosh, and like every time it like pops out toast, it has jack-o'-lantern faces too.
Oh, the toast has the face burnt into it, like how you get those like Star Wars toasters that burn like symbols and shit.
Yes,
But
exactly.
it burns like the jack-o'-lantern smiles.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd buy the shit out of that.
I would.
I'd use it all year.
Yes, it'd be. Yes. All right, come on. All right, we need to make this a patent before somebody steals our idea.
Just crowdfund this shit.
The Spooptober. All right.
Spooptober. The film continued on with little problems for about the first 20 minutes or so, though several gags seemed off with the overall tone of the film. For instance, Mr. Potato Head would pull one of his eyes out and kick them under Bo Peep's dress for a look-see. Hey, look, I'm a Picasso! I don't get it. You uncultured swine!
I can't get over the stupid Bo Peep line.
The look-see?
Just the fact that Mr. Potato Head can actually physically do that is the problem. Oh, God.
Well, I just flashed back to my senpai is annoying. There were several scenes of Woody yelling at the toys to stop caring about Buzz, Larry, and to pay attention to him, culminating in insults and minor acts of violence.
Uh-oh. The scene came where Andy could only take one toy to the Pizza Planet, and Woody pushed Buzz out the window. Woody offered to shake hands with Buzz, Larry, only to throw him out the window.
Did he judo throw him?
Oh, God.
Grab his hand and flip around and throw him over his shoulder.
Woody showed little remorse and screamed at Slinky Dog to make the toys stop harassing him. After much yelling...
I think you skipped a line.
The other toys were shocked and...
There was a stock.
There was a stock smashing noise. The other toys were shocked and antagonized Woody for what he had done. Woody showed little remorse and screamed at Slinky Dog to make the toys stop harassing him. Just burp at them. After much yelling and one of the Green Army men saying the "God damn," toys grabbed Woody and tossed him out the window as well onto the ground with a low thump. Chewing was heard from the interior of the house.
Also, I don't know if it's that your mic cut out, but all this, what I ended up hearing was, and one of the Green Army men saying the goddamn.
Saying the word goddamn.
Saying the goddamn.
The goddamn, not just any goddamn.
I hate it when someone says the fuck in public.
Me too. The fuck? Hey, stop. Saying fuck is okay, but not the fuck. Come on. There are children here.
The goddamn. Dude, there's children around. The quality of the storyboards became much less refined and almost like chicken scratch.
Oof. Woody got up and saw Buzz, Larry. Buzz's body was...
Why are they not just calling him Larry now?
I don't know. Probably because it sounds like Larry the Cucumber.
Bom, 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 bom.
If you like... I don't even know that song. That's like the only part I know, that beginning line.
Yeah.
Buzz's body was shattered on impact. His arms and legs were broken off and located only a few inches away.
Hey, Buzz, can you give me a hand?
Get it, Buzz?
No,
Get it?
There is a joke like that in Toy Story. Buzz, can you give me a hand over here? Buzz just throws his severed arm at Woody. Very funny.
There's a large crack down the middle of his chest, revealing a mess of buttons and wires inside. He gave off a sort of electrical twitch motion in his head. His eyes looked as if they were about to pop out of their sockets. The twitching stopped after a few moments, and then Woody looked on in fear at what he had done to Buzz and ran off.
Here's my question. If the art quality had become so bad that it was comparable to chicken scratch, which typically just means that it just looks absolutely awful and indecipherable, how were you able to tell what it looks like so easily?
Maybe it's hyper-realistic chicken scratch.
There was a jump cut to the scene where the two got stuck in a claw machine. The storyboard art was back to its normal level of quality. The machine was filled with sunglass-wearing pizzas, as opposed to the aliens in the finished movie. Buzz was completely unharmed and intact. The scene was almost identical to the final film. Sid, the antagonist to control the Claw, was wearing a yellow t-shirt and smoking 3 cigarettes at once. The Claw grabbed Woody and Buzz, Larry, putting them in the clutches of Sid.
There was another jump cut, once again returning to the chicken scratch style of artwork. The scene was inside of Sid's room. Woody looked around the room in fear. He tiptoed around the room and collapsed after seeing one of Sid's mutant toys.
The reel now showed unrelated test animation of the characters running. A few seconds of Buzz, Larry, running in place, a few seconds of Woody running, and nearly a minute of the two running together. The footage appeared distorted, and Spanish text was present on the screen. It looked like clay models that got life. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see what this... I'm translating it!
Translating what?
I'm translating the line that was apparently in Spanish.
It looked like clay models that got life?
Yeah, which, again, why was that well, not again. Why was that there?
I don't know. Oh, you mean like on the actual picture on this wiki?
Yeah, it says that it was actually on there. Well, I'm saying that it says that just happened in the...
in the thing.
Yeah, which makes no goddamn sense. Okay. Parecían modelos de arcilla que cobraban vida? No, cobraban vida. Fuck. I'm a bit rusty. They look like clay models that came alive.
Amazing.
Well, I was just trying to see what it said in what it would seem in Spanish. Well, fuck, this doesn't even have the same word. This says parecía plastilla que cobraba vida. Not even the same thing. Anyway.
There was now a shot of Woody standing in front of a black background, and the trademark Pixar balls was rolling around in the distance. The animation now was the traditional animation style of a typical 2D Disney film. Woody was completely naked, with anatomically correct features.
Yes, puppet dick.
Nah, I'm more into Smuppets.
Oh,
Stared
God.
directly into the camera. His flesh began to rot away with the exception of his eyes, of course his eyes, which remained intact. Woody began to moan and loathe.
What remained of his lips curled into a smile, bits of flesh peeling off as it happened. He lifted up his decomposing arm manually and waved it at the camera. His fingers dug into his eyes. I stick my fingers into my eyes. The only thing that slowly stops the ache. Jesus, it never ends. Fuck. Anyway. Dark blood oozes out of their sockets. Woody begins to scream and growl.
Don't you want it? Don't you want it? Don't you love it?
I don't know why, but I'm imagining that in Woody's voice. Don't you want it? Don't you want it?
Don't you want it, Buzz?
Oh, God.
Buzz, look, an alien.
He digs so deep as to rip the entire top half of his head off. Woody gave a sigh of relief and began eating the flesh off the skull before tossing it aside. He wrote the word edge on the screen in his rotting fingertips.
The remaining 50 minutes of the reels were pencil scribbles accompanied by the shrill screams of a young woman. The word edge was burned into the projection screen. I can just picture him at, like, the actual, like, director showing this to Disney. He's, like, literally holding, like, his, like, whatever the fuck you call it for, like, cigarettes.
Yeah.
A light. He's holding a cigarette lighter up to the screen and just actually putting edge into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck that works. Is it that somehow it damaged the actual projector screen?
No, I don't really think he means literally burn. I think it's just, like, legit just stuck on screen right now. That's what he means.
The screening ended in complete silence. Chairman of Disney at the time, Jeffrey Katzenberg, walked out of the screening quietly telling his colleagues.
Notes, they were notes we were...
You cut out a lot there.
Notes, they were following all the notes we were giving them.
Upon returning to the Disney offices, the Pixar offices, writer Pete Docter, I know that's probably a real name, but
Pete Docter
found the body of Ralph Thompson in an enormous pile of paper in his office. Further analysis found that the cause of death was a heart attack brought on by a lack of sleep and stress. The papers were all storyboards and animation cells of the final coherent scene of Woody. The word Edge was scrawled on the back of each one.
After the Black Friday screening, Disney was far less involved. Pixar was given the freedom to make the film their way. The film went on to be a huge success both critically and financially. The Black Friday incident still remains very much a mystery.
Further information. There is a short bonus feature on the Toy Story Blu-ray about the incident, curiously not mentioning the more notable scenes. You mean because they don't exist? It can also be found on YouTube for anyone curious to see the whitewashed history. Disney produced a short documentary to avoid discussion about the incident. If you contact them about it, you'll be redirected to the Blu-ray's Amazon site if you get any response at all.
Whitewashed. Sorry.
No, I mean, typically it just means cleaned up, though it sometimes also is just used to talk about, like, suddenly just changing one to white.
Yeah.
So, do you want to try and do a short one? Or leave it off with about 50 minutes?
I don't know. Either I can let you decide, or we can flip a coin.
Let's see. Let's look. I think we could be able to do Dead Bart. Oh, no.
Dead Bart.
That one might be too long. Fuck. Time I learned to drive. What the fuck?
Why don't we just talk about creepypastas for like 10 minutes and get it to an hour?
Okay. Well, I'm trying to see, like, what... Okay, I think this one's definitely too long. Okay, so not the Willy Wonka beta tape. Ah, fuck.
Just when we needed a short one, we can't find one.
Fuck, how long was the Crybaby Lane one? Which...
Madness and Mockingbirds.
For those of you who don't know, Crybaby Lane was like this children's horror-ish story, movie that was put out by Nickelodeon.
How long's the Sticky one? Or Sticky Stick?
Stickly?
Stickly, yeah.
It's just opened it up. God damn, that fucking stick.
Yeah, I know. It's just a fucking stick.
Well, part of the problem is as soon as I start scrolling, like, the fucking, like, comments also load. And then at the same time, I end up with the fucking shit on top. I think we might be able to do this one.
Gonna do that Stickly?
Oh, yeah. I have no history with this show whatsoever, do you?
Nope.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
Yep.
Oh, god damn it, I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, let's just stop now.
No, that's not what I meant. Neither of us are ahead. We have bodies.
Aren't bodies part of a head, though?
No, I think the head's part of a body. Anyway. Alright.
Okay.
Stickly.
Let's see, alright. Should I go?
Yeah.
Stickly may have been one of the least creative characters ever made, but he still holds a very special place in the hearts of 90s children. His several years of hosting Nick in the Afternoon.
90s children, aka sad adults.
Most information on Stickly says he hosted Nickelodeon's summer afternoon block from 1995 to 1998. So he literally stopped before I was born, probably. Or like he was like ending on the year I was born.
Huh.
But I always swore that I remembered seeing him on TV earlier than that. Thought it was. Oh, whoops.
I thought I was crazy for quite a while, but recently I found a small fan site for Stick Stickly that mentioned him hosting a 1993 afternoon block during the school year called Afternoon Snack with Stick Stickly. To my joy, the website even had videos of the Stickly segments. I watched one marked first ever Stick Stickly appearance.
Uh-oh. Stick Stickly went... What?
No, the picture you sent.
Stick Stickly was in front of a chalkboard with afternoon snack written on it in writing. His design was a little different. His eyes were smaller, he had no nose, and his mouth was a straight line instead of being curved into a smile. He made a couple of corny jokes, then said Rugrats is coming up. The video ended at that point. I watched the next one. There are 6 of them, and none had dates. But I can only assume they were in chronological order. The second one was chronological order. There, happy? The second one was called Stick Gets Injured.
Oh, fuck it. I hate it when my stick gets injured.
I didn't want to make that joke, but it was made anyways. Oh well.
Yep.
Maybe next time I'll get it.
Stick Stickly had the same vase from the first video, but his body was seemed a little worn. There were a few splinters sticking out of his side. There's full dialogue.
Well, the dog next door buried me, but I managed to get it. What? Get what?
Well, if you would keep reading.
The show you... I need to start over, sorry. Well, the dog next door buried me, but I managed to get it. The show you've all voted to see. Hey Dude is up next. And don't forget to send in your postcards to vote for the special guest. To vote for the special guest show you want to see. And remember, the address is...
He sang a classic song about riding Doom, but the tune was different than in later versions. Much slower. After he sang the song, he stood motionless for a few minutes before the video ended.
How can a stick stand?
By being upright.
Nah, it's like a popsicle stick, though. There ain't no way you can get that to stand upright.
Well, obviously there's someone hand underneath keeping it upright.
You just ruined the magic for me.
Yes. He had no idea the puppets were operated by hands.
What? Other puppets are operated by hands too?
Nobody tell him about Big Bird.
Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, the third was called Hang Stick.
Yes.
Stick Stickly was hanging in the air by a piece of string tied around his waist. A little boy who looked about 5 was also there, and the chalkboard had 6 dashes on it, representing a 6-letter hangman where the kid was guessing letters, and each time he got it wrong, the string around Stick's waist would move higher. The game would be over before it reached Stick's neck.
The kid kept guessing letters, and the rope was one incorrect guess for Stick's neck. The letters filled in were C blank N D L E. It was obvious what the word was. Condal.
Condal. Yeah.
Kundal.
It's Kundal.
No, it's Kundal. It's Kundal.
It's Kundal.
Obviously, that's what the word is.
Yeah, clearly.
But the kid wasn't
another Kundal.
Yeah, same. I'm kind of running low.
Yeah, just gotta get my fix, man. Gotta fill it all the way to... Where are we going with this? I'm sorry.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I take off.
But the kid wasn't.
I'm just gonna keep interrupting you now.
God damn it!
All right, I'll stop. Sorry.
But the kid wasn't taking the game very seriously. Giggling, he guessed X. The rope moved to Stick's neck, and his eyes flashed out of existence and were replaced by 2 X's. There was no sound for about 30 seconds. The kid stared at Stick's body. Then Stick's eyes flashed back normal, and he laughed. He said that he was fine, and that Wild and Crazy Kids was on next.
The 4th video was called Stick Quits. Stick was ranting about something that presumably happened in the segment site didn't have a video of, saying no one replaced him, that he was
respected him,
and he was treated like a toothpick. There was also gunk on him from when he was actually used like a toothpick.
Oh, God.
How his father was a mighty ship and complaining about how the dog kept burying him. The complaints seemed like jokes, but his tone was more serious than you'd expect. A little kid appeared, not the same as in video 3, and told Stick that all the children loved him. Stick was silent for quite a while, then sighed and said he would stay. He reminded us to vote in the guest show contest again, and said it was time for Rugrats.
The 5th video was marked Stick Gets Mad. No sound. Like the description said, it was silent. Stick was moving very quickly with body language indicating he was yelling.
I don't know how that's possible, but okay.
Is he just shaking? Is that what it's supposed to be?
He's just like going back and forth on the screen like a real like those like monotone device or whatever they're called that just go click, 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 click. He's just doing that really quickly.
Oh, God. A girl was cowering from him, clearly afraid. The girl eventually left and Stick just faced the screen. His animation was so simple I couldn't tell if he was talking.
The 6th video was called The Winner Revealed. Stick had a dark red stain on the top of his head, and one of his eyes was an X. Stick made no mention of his appearance and announced that the votes were in. It was time for a special guest show to air. His last bit of dialogue.
No. It's been a long contest and the vote was close, but you, the kids, have decided. Coming right now, the classic you voted for, Candle Cove.
So is there something wrong with Candle Cove?
It's just the fact that they dragged like one of the bigger name creepypastas into like some just low end, like some random ass Nickelodeon lost episode creepypasta.
Candle Cove's a creepypasta?
Yeah, it's about like this, like, I guess the best way to describe it in a way that would make the most sense is like this weird eldritch show.
Oh.
About puppets and pirates.
Yeah, I looked it up and that's all I really see.
Yeah, recently, like last year, not last year, year before last, the Sci-Fi Channel did their Channel Zero series, and the first one they did was about Candle Cove.
Really?
Loosely. I mean, their whole thing is that the series was created by like a psychic child or something like that, and was being used to hypnotize children. Frankly, I would have gone with it this being like interference, like television interference from some eldritch being that was just creating the show. You know, kind of like
the humans like my fan fiction.
Well, not even like intentionally creating the show, or possibly even being something used by some eldritch being to like brainwash children. I wouldn't even have it like something to where it's not actually being created, like physically created by anything, based almost being like broadcast from the mind of like an elder god.
Just per happenstance, just unintentionally, right?
Yeah, that's what I would have gone with. Is just like
Eldritch abominations don't give a shit about humans. Why would they really? You know.
Yeah, unless, like said, humans are worshipping them. And even then, just kind of.
Yeah, just sort of, kind of.
Yeah, so it's the whole thing. Like, that's what I would have gone with. It's just, like, it being, like, the result of, like, some unknowable horror. Not created by a psychic...
that he keeps in his head.
Not, like, created by a psychic child being bullied or... have it to where it's just that the kids were hallucinating the whole thing.
If you're gonna go down that route, then at least have it to where like she's doing it subconsciously and like the bullies end up getting murdered by children on accident because of it.
It's just the whole thing of like it's kind of like the whole thing I was joking about like last time with the Suicide Mouse thing.
Yeah.
Of like the idea of like an eldritch TV show, something that has no true creators and just kind of exists, is actually kind of freaky. Like, if done right, you can actually have some fun with that idea. Because it's that whole thing of like the most primal horror is the fear of the unknown, that which you cannot by definition comprehend. And so something whose mind is just causing something to be broadcast, even unintentionally, and not have it to where it's like a fucking psychic child, Like,
Really
don't
hung up
have
on
it
that
to where what's creating it is human. Have it to where it just exists. Like, I don't know.
What if it's a psychic eldritch abomination that also happens to be in its baby phase? Baby Cthulhu makes his first television show.
C is for Cthulhu.
P is for prayer, which you should give to me.
Y is for Yeb. Fuck, I'm gonna pull up a list of elder gods. Fuck. I'm gonna go through the whole alphabet with this fucking shit.
We're still recording.
Yes.
You're gonna... Okay. Have fun with that.
Okay, let's see. I pulled up a list.
Are you gonna sort it by alphabetical order?
Yeah, I'm gonna find one that's by alphabetical order. Okay. There we go. Actual Wikipedia list. Cthulhu mythos deities. A is for Azathoth. B is for the blackness from the stars. C is for Cthulhu. D is for Daeloth. Fucking hell. Shit. Scroll down, Jesus. Why are there so many?
Because.
Let's see. There we go. There's not one with an F. What the hell?
Yeah, because fuck you.
E is for Eahort. G is for Gleeth. Gleeth. H is for Haster. I is for Ithaqa. J is for Jukshab. K is for Casagatha. Casagatha. God. L is for Lithalalia. Lalia. Fucking hell. M is for Mortigan. N is for Nigrithreru. O is for Orn. B is for Farl. Q is for... Okay, yeah, fuck this. Anyway. We're pronouncing all that shit.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it passed.
Oh, God. There's only so much I could try to pronounce.
Yeah, alright, though. Is that it for today?
Yeah, that's it for the lost episode. Lost episode.
The lost... Don't post this episode.
The lost episode.
Yeah, like literally, save this for Christmas.
I just...
Do it! Save it for Christmas!
Oh, I just post it as, what are we reading? The lost episode?
Yes!
But I'm Llytic.
And I'm a lost episode.